Hello YouTube. Today we got a bunch of different EDC style flashlights, some a little bit larger. This side's kind of pushing on what I would consider EDC, but you know, still very pocketable, still capable of carrying every day. I'm going to show a slide that kind of has a couple stats about each of these flashlights. Basically, kind of the price is pretty much, you know, what you'll see on Amazon. You know, you might find it a couple dollars more, a couple dollars less. So it's the street price, the maximum lumen output, what modes it has. In particular, the Fenix PD35 has 6 modes. So it has turbo, high, medium, low, eco, and then strobe. And then I kind of gave the pocket clips a rating of 0 to 4. And then I'll kind of go over each light briefly and kind of just tell you some quirks or some differences that are worth mentioning of each one. And then with the tail cap, basically, if it has a tail cap, which all of these do except for the Surefire, and then if that tail cap has the momentary on, so basically you can just depress the button without having to click it all the way. So let's see, I'm gonna jump right into this Surefire here. I really like this Surefire. It's real small. It doesn't have a pocket clip. This is the newer, just released Surefire Titan A. There's a Titan Plus that's going to be coming out also. Pretty bright. I think it's 125 lumens. It's got 2 modes. Real nice. Kind of the negative, you know, I really like tail caps. So you know, this is a twist. So 2 different modes. So one of the things to note, probably the biggest negative here, the battery that comes with this model, it's a Surefire branded nickel metal hydride AAA battery, and the diameter of this battery, it actually seems to be smaller than most other AAAs. I've yet to find another AAA battery that will fit in it. So, and unless I can find another size AAA battery, as of right now, I can only say this is the only one that'll fit, which is to me a huge negative, especially with the price of this compared to some of these other models. I mean, out of all these lights, I believe this is the 3rd most expensive, and you know, the first would be the other Surefire. So yeah, it's kind of a letdown right there. But if I can at least find 1 or 2 other types of batteries that'll fit, I'll give it a, you know, a pass in that regards. Next, we have the Fenix LD02. Really small, really nice light. It's got 3 modes. It doesn't have the momentary on, so it doesn't come on until you click it. But it's got a real nice pocket clip. The only negative to this pocket clip, it feeds into your pants real easy. That's not an issue, but right here I feel like it protrudes maybe a little too far out, and it's kind of sharp. So you know, if you're walking by a vehicle or whatever, you have, you know, more of a tendency to scratch it or something like that. But one of the positive notes about this is the light that comes out of here. It is very wide. It's probably got the widest throw out of almost all these lights. You know, it's not very, it doesn't really have like a real hot spot or anything like that, but it really throws the light. I mean, you're not really going to be able to tell with just this, but I think it has something to do with the way this lens is here. You can tell it really throws a nice wide light. So if you needed to illuminate a real wide area, I think this would probably be your best bet. And it's really small, 1 AAA. Next up, we have the Streamlight MicroStream. Really good light. I've carried it for a little while now. It's got a great pocket clip. It feeds into your pants easily. And it's also got a reversible clip, so if you have a baseball cap or something, you can kind of slide your bill into there and kind of use it as a headlamp. So that's really cool. Really nice feature. It doesn't have any modes on it. It only has on and off, but it does have momentary on, so you can push it if you just need to, oh, okay, that's what that is, and then that's it. This is a really good light. And one thing to note, out of all these lights, most of these lights are around 100 or less lumens. Some of the other ones are obviously more, but a lot of these lights, it's kind of hard to tell the difference in brightness. Even up to, I would say, up to this 1920, all these lights pretty much look the same, except for this coast. That is a lot different, and I'll explain that once I get to it. But this Streamlight MicroStream, really good light. Yeah, no complaints with it. Good size, very pocketable, and it rides real deep, real deep in your pants, so it doesn't protrude much. All right. Next, the Pelican 1910. Very similar design with the MicroStream. Momentary on, but this one does have 2 modes. It's got a high and then a low. And one thing to note that I do like about this, unlike the Fenix always comes on in the medium setting. I prefer when you power on your light, you get that initial high setting, no matter what it is. I prefer the highest setting first, mainly just because if you're in some type of self-defense role or something, and you do need that light, you really, not that this is probably not the best self-defense light or something like that if you're trying to disorient an attacker, but whatever you have on you is what you have on you. So I prefer them to come on to the high mode, and then you kind of guide it from there. This has momentary on also. One thing to note, I hate this pocket clip. Yeah, it's, for some reason, it comes down to such a sharp point right here. It doesn't want to feed into your pants. So you end up literally having to like pick it up to slide it into your pants. You could obviously, kind of work it, pair of pliers or something, feed it in. So other than the pocket clip, it's a good solid light. It doesn't sit as deep, so it kind of just depends on your preference. It kind of gives you a little nub to help pull it out of your pocket, so when it sits in your pocket, you have that amount up so you can kind of grab it like that. If I'm carrying a light this small, I prefer it just to disappear in my pocket. I really don't want anything protruding as much as possible. So another kind of knock on that as far as the pocket clip goes. But, that's a preference, so whatever your preference is. I don't remember the exact lumens on this. It'll be on that slide. But like I said, pretty much all these lights, it's really hard to tell the difference. Even this MicroStream, I remember the lumens is slightly, or actually a good bit lower than a lot of these other lights, but it's really hard to tell the difference between them. The Fenix, however, it does have a very broad light, which is noticeable. The Coast, it sucks. I mean, it's got a very precision beam, but it's cheap. I'll give you that. Found it online for $8. I have actually worn this one for a while. for a while I only had this Surefire. Yeah, I've had this for years and years. This is actually the older model. And then I got this light, carried it for a while, and then I got the MicroStream, and I never looked back at this one. To me, it's a good light if you want to like have one to throw in your vehicle or something. But for EDC, unless you need, you know, to spend less than $10, then I mean, yeah, get it. But you know, for maybe $8 more, you can get this MicroStream, which is a much better light. The pocket clip's okay. I never had any issues with it popping off. It's solid, you know, it still feels like good material. No momentary on, so you have to push it before it comes on. Only one mode, but you know, $8, so it is what it is. Next, we got the Streamlight Stylus Pro, I'm sorry. Very similar to the MicroStream, a little bit more lumens and a little bit more runtime. Pocket clip is good. It's not as good. Probably my only quirk with this pocket clip, the styling and, you know, the deep ride is good, but right here, your pants seem to kind of, so they'll make it through this initial breach, and then they'll kind of get caught right here on this lip of the clip. I think over time that would kind of work its way through, but no modes, so just, you know, high all the time, and then it's momentary, and then you can click it. One thing to note with actually both the MicroStream and this Stylus Pro, these buttons takes a decent amount of pressure to lock it in, a lot more than probably all these other lights, which, you know, is good for me, but you know, if this was for maybe a kid or someone who has some dexterity problems in their hand or carpal tunnel or something, that could be something to note, that it takes a lot more pressure to lock that on. So all in all, it's a good light. And one thing I've actually noticed over time is the length of the light doesn't matter as much to me as the width, because this pretty much feels the same in pocket as the MicroStream, believe it or not, even though it's a lot longer. And that's why I kind of have migrated to carrying even something a little bigger, as long as the diameter is not too thick. But yeah, it sits comfortably in pocket. And one positive thing with the longer length, you don't ever really feel like it's gonna fall out or something like that. No battery rattle or anything, so real solid feel. The Pelican 1920, however, you can play music with. So, and this one has definitely the worst battery rattle of any of these. Pretty much none of the lights have that, except for this one. I think this one might have it a tiny bit. Yeah, just a tiny bit. But yeah, so it's got real bad battery rattle, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. Pretty much my negatives with this are the same as they were with the 1910. That clip is just a pain in the ass sometimes. You literally have to just pinch it and pull it up. You can see I tried to like bend it up a little bit, which did help some. Same modes as the other one. So you got your high, low, and that's it. So 2 modes. You got momentary on, and then, you know, you can click the tail cap. So not bad. If I had to choose between these two, this one has modes, this one doesn't. So I like the ability to have a low mode. I honestly do, because there's a lot of times where you're doing something and you don't need that high intensity light, but you just need a little bit of light to see. And you know, that that low mode comes in handy. So next up we have the Streamlight ProTac 2 AA, which uses 2 AA batteries. It's just a ProTac. So pretty good pocket clip. Feeds into your pants and stuff pretty good. Maybe could have a little more slide upwards, but not bad. This kind of has the same issue as the Stylus Pro, where your pants kind of get caught on that knurling right here. This one does include a sheath with it. So, you know, if it's a little too big to throw in your pocket. I actually, which is weird, I feel like this one's too big to be in my pocket, but this one's not. So, and the difference is, you know, they're actually about the same diameter, but lengthwise, I don't know, maybe it's just the way the diameter gets big and small, I'm not sure. This one just, it feels larger in my pocket than this 2L. So anyways, but this has got a couple different modes. So you got high, strobe, and then low. Also, you can click this one on, and it's got momentary. So good light, 2 AA batteries, so it's pretty good. It's just for some reason feels a little too big for me. Now this light really surprised me. So pretty much from here on, minus the coast, the light seems pretty similar. You know, they're all comparable. They all light up pretty good, minus the coast. Like I said, the Fenix has a very wide throw, but you know, as far as lighting up a room, they all feel about the same. This guy, however, packs a punch. It's, I think, 260 lumens, and it's noticeable brighter. You know, it's a difference. This actually puts out enough light to where I usually don't want it on high. So this has the same modes as the ProTac. So you got your high, strobe, and then low. It's got the momentary on, then it locks it on. I'm actually really liking this light, and to me it rides better in pocket than this one. Also, if you see, this one is going to stick out of your pocket a little bit more. Maybe that's another reason why it feels larger. So yeah, this ProTac 2L, I really like it, and it's not very expensive. So I plan on probably carrying this most of the time, at least for work and stuff. And then a lot of times I'll throw this MicroStream if I'm, you know, just running out or whatever, and it's during the day. I don't think I'm going to need a light, but I still carry one even if I don't think I'm going to need a light. So I'm going to kind of do this. This one's kind of in a league of its own as far as brightness goes. So this is actually the old backup. It only came with, I believe, I want to say 120 lumens. So I can't, you know, really say how the new backup, which is, I believe, 200 lumens. I can't really attest to the brightness. This one kind of feels more in line, you know, from these guys over. It's bright enough, don't get me wrong, it definitely is, and it's only one CR123A battery. It's got a really good clip. Let's see, so this has 2 modes, which I like. Comes on high and then low. Locks on. Doesn't have a strobe feature, but I like that it, you know, defaults to high, which most of these do. These, I believe, are these ProTacs are programmable. Really good light. I carried it for a long time. I think just the way the dimensions are, it actually feels larger than, say, like this ProTac 2L when I carry it. I don't know. It doesn't feel as small as I thought it would. You know, if that means anything, maybe go pick one up, try it out. But it's definitely going to cost a lot more than all these. You know, you could get these two lights here and have a really good, you know, everyday carry if you think you're going to need to use the light, and then one if you think you're not going to need a light, you know, and still have a lot of money left over. So, but it's a good light, you know, Surefire brand. It is what it is. It's lasted many years. I think I've been using it maybe 4 or 5 years, 3 years, something like that, 4 years. So it's held up real nicely. Next is the Fenix PD35. So this bad boy is 960 lumens. Funny thing though, so this guy's 260, right? He does not feel, you know, almost 4 times brighter, or 3 times, you know, whatever. Like, it, don't get me wrong, it seems bright, seems real strong, real bright. But you know, when you say lumens, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell the difference, because I don't know, it's hard to perceive the difference in lumens in a small amount. But don't get me wrong, this guy is real bright. I really like it. It's got some pretty good deals on Amazon right now with it. I got this and a battery charger and some extra batteries at a really good price. So this comes on straight to turbo mode. Then you have this button here, and this will change the modes for you. So that's, I think, eco, low, medium, high, turbo. And then if you hold it, you get strobe. Bam. And strobe is going to be in turbo mode also, as far as brightness goes. And it always goes back to, I think this actually goes back to whatever mode you left it in. So, really good light. You know, say if you're going camping or you're going somewhere where you know you're going to be needing more light, or, you know, maybe you work in an environment where, you know, if you need light, you need light. This isn't too big to EDC, you know. It depends on your preference. Pocket clip is real nice. It slides in your pants nice. It is going to leave that head up, but I feel like with this size light, you're going to actually want that, so you can kind of grab it out of your pocket nicely. So you can kind of grab it out and throw it into, you know, that back motion where your hand's ready to hit the button. Yeah, this is definitely a solid light. And for the price, I'm really impressed. We'll see how it holds up over time. But so far, I'm really impressed with it. So, in short, I would have to say this is probably going to be my recommended everyday carry if you can only get one light. If this is too big for you, it's hard to beat this this MicroStream, you know. Not trying to Streamlight fanboy or anything, but for the price, they're hard to beat. I know there's a bunch of other lights out there that are, you know, really good. I plan on trying them out later, and, you know, maybe I'll make an update to my recommendation. To me, this could be a good light maybe to have at home, or have in your vehicle or in your bag, you know, your go bag or whatever. Definitely got a lot more features. Definitely a lot more capable, a lot more powerful, but to me, just a little too big. So yeah, there you go. There's the overview of some EDC flashlights. Always be prepared, so have a good one.